Hi. Okay, can everybody hear me? Good morning. Thank you everybody for coming. My name is Dahlia Shenlin. I am on the steering committee, and I'm very happy to have the panel of people who are the heads of the working committees who were charged with actually thinking through what this means and seeing if there is a reality behind this. I think that what strikes me about this project is that it is, when we talk to people about it, it's often considered, we often get a reaction like it sounds like a dream or it sounds like a fantasy or you're dreamers. Yeah, how are we doing? Don't you all want to hear about the fantasy? Okay. Okay, what I want to talk about is dreams and fantasies in politics, right? What do they have in common? Why would we take seriously a fantasy or a dream in a very, very complicated life and death political reality? And I want to argue that sometimes in international affairs and in politics, sometimes fantasies become reality because they capture the imagination or they ignite the imagination of people who are extremely committed to the public sphere and very much wish to solve the conflicts and are desperately searching for new ideas. It wouldn't be the first time in this region that a dream became a sort of reality. And this panel represents the people who were given the responsibility of seeing whether this kind of idea and imagination can be turned into a reality through actual policy that is realistic and can be implemented. And in fact, that's my own involvement in this project. You know, a desperate search for new ideas, having heard of a new idea that thinks outside the box to see if it can actually be implemented through policy, at least to reach a situation that is, if not ideal, because I think many of us have given up on any sort of perfect, utopian realities, but at least to see if we can reach a situation that is better than the one we have today, which if my colleague Auni argued that it was a crisis, I would go further. I would say the current situation is a nightmare. And I think that nobody should have any illusions about that. And if anybody doesn't feel that way, I'm happy for you, but I don't think you should count on it to last. I'm serious. This is a very, very difficult time here. I've been living here for 17 years, and I don't think it's ever been worse in terms of where things are going. So I'm going to stop talking pretty much right now. I mean, whenever I say that, I always continue a little bit. But I just want to describe what we're going to do. I'm going to ask each of the speakers to speak for about 10 minutes. Okay, we have many speakers. We have 6 speakers. So try to keep it to 10 minutes. I will even keep a little stopwatch here. And when we're finished, I will do a round of questions. And I will play devil's advocate. Okay, I'm going to ask questions that I hope will expose some of the problems and obstacles that might arise, because we don't, as much as we are thinking about a sort of what may seem like an unusual prospect here, we don't want to be disconnected from reality. The idea is to see whether this can actually happen and not to get around the problems and not to push them under the carpet. So I'll do one round of questions, and then what I really like to ask is for people to take this as seriously as we do. Think of questions that you have, open your minds with an eye towards envisioning a day when things are not a nightmare, and help us with questions and challenges that you hear coming out of these proposals, okay? So I think I'll just start, we'll just go straight in order because I don't have any particular order. Noah, why don't you start? And I've asked the speakers to try to focus as much as possible on the actual implementation, the conclusions they came to about how to implement their proposals.